In For Worse, we meet Lauren, a newly divorced, sober mum who feels like she has a new lease on life after joining her first acting class and starting a fling with her hot, young scene partner. However, when they attend their Gen Z classmates wedding together, things begin to fall apart and Lauren finds herself behaving like a drunk 25-year-old bridesmaid. Luckily, after a disastrous night, she stumbles into a new day and a new beginning. For Worse is directed by actress Amy Landecker, and this film is her directorial debut, and Amy is best known for TV shows such as The Polarizer Show, Curb Your Enthusiasm, and Transparent, and For Worse debuted at the 2025 South by Southwest Festival and will be released in US cinemas starting February 27. For Worse, for me, is a pretty enjoyable film, a film that I enjoyed as more as the film went on. It starts off a little bit crickety, and it has a little bit rough around the edges for a directorial debut, but I do recommend checking out this film. It's quite relatable. It focuses on a woman who's 50 years old in a very pivotal time in her life, and we don't really get comedy dramas that focus on women in that age group. So it was quite refreshing, and Amy Landecker in the lead role is very endearing. I'll start off this time with what I didn't like about the film, because there isn't really a lot I didn't like about the film. For me, it has that like Netflixy cable feel to it. It looks I hate to say it looks cheap, and the camera work. And sometimes there'd be like a wide shot back, and then suddenly the camera will move and zoom in on someone for no reason, and it just took me out of the film where the camera was moving and it just. The way the camera worked and the way the film was shot and looked, I just didn't like how it looked. But that's pretty much the only negative thing I can say about this film. Other than that, this film, I really liked the lead performance and character from Amy Landecker. She's 50 years old. She has a young daughter. She's newly divorced, and her ex-husband has just started dating this like YouTube influencer, fitness influencer, and she's quite younger than her, and the new girlfriend gets along with Amy's daughter very, very well, and Amy starts doing this acting class, and she really gets along with all the people in her acting class, such as Nico, Hiraga, Kiersey, Clemons, and they really have a nice dynamic, and you can see Amy is a really good actress, and she used to do like a little bit of theatre and stuff when she was in school, but then she gave up on that when she got married and had a kid. So it's a really nice supporting performance from Gaby Hoffmann as this very pretentious acting teacher, and in her class there's a young Asian American. Like he played by Nico Hiraga. He's quite attractive. He's quite a bit younger, in his 20s, and he's quite successful. Like this class is for booking commercials. This is like booking commercials acting class, and Nico Hiraga he's already had like a few national commercials already, and it's been a while since he booked a commercial, so he decided to join his acting class just to like hone his acting skills, and he really takes a shine into Amy. And they end up being scene partners, and he invites her to his apartment and to like rehearse their scenes, and they end up in like a little bit of a romantic relationship. But I think what this film really does well is it shows a difference between Amy's generation and the younger generation. It's so stellar how older generations can be, like even if they're just a few years younger, that younger generation can be so different, and it's really a stark difference when Amy is invited and her acting class is invited to Kiersey Clemons' wedding, and everybody in her acting class is quite younger than her, and she really feels a little bit out of place, and she's just newly divorced, and she didn't really want to go to the wedding because it just brings up bad feelings about her divorce, and she's like just started this little bit of flirtatious relationship with her scene partner Nico, but when he goes to the wedding with her, they end up getting a little bit separated, and all of the young bridesmaids and young women at the wedding really take a shine to him. So Amy feels a little bit left out, but Amy does get some interest from some elderly gentlemen at the wedding, such as Bradley Whitford in a nice supporting turn, and also Ken Marino as a bit of a cameo role. He plays this like creepy, I don't know, wedding guest. So apart from that really nice commentary and stark difference between the generations, also Amy's character, she comes across as very, as I said before, we don't really get a chance to see a character like this in film and in comedy dramas very often. And she just comes across as so relatable. She gets in so many interesting, relatable, realistic, and funny situations throughout the film. And we're really along for her as a journey. Like, I really can't follow her as a person. She really comes across as a nice, relatable, funny person, and really do get invested in her journey along the way. So towards the end of the film, when everything in her life just becomes too much for her, and she really just distresses out towards the end of the film, you really do feel for her. You really do feel for her, but I won't spoil what happens at the end of the film. But it does come to a nice conclusion, and who she ends up matching up with is quite satisfying. So I definitely do recommend this film. It's a really nice, funny, relatable romantic comedy. I give For Worse 3.5 stars out of 5. Filmmaking wise, this is a bit rickety. It really does come across as a very, I had to admit, not very well made directorial debut, but the script and the performances, especially from Amy Landecker, really shine, and she plays such a very relatable, funny character, and I really like the stark differences between the generations in this film. It was very apt and very amusing. So I definitely recommend checking out this film, For Worse. Thanks for watching. What do you think of For Worse? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.